Hey you guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel, family. You already know what time it is. Gang. We understand. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to be a part of the crew. Smash that like button to see what it do. Okay, so we're gonna talk about cryptic pregnancy, because that's what I'm having. I've been doing a lot of research, trying to figure things out in terms of like my pregnancy and what's going on, and everything that I see online that's talking about cryptic pregnancy is what I'm going through, and it's basically where you're pregnant, but um, pregnancy tests and stuff aren't able to like pick up on it. So if you go to the doctor, say for instance you decide to go to the doctor or something like that, the test that they give you won't be able to pick up on your pregnancy levels because your HCG levels are either non-existent or they're just very, very low. So their tests won't be able to prove that you're pregnant or not. And this is what a lot of people that I've looked up are going through in terms of these type of pregnancies. Especially because this type of pregnancy is very, very rare. It's like 1 in like 450 people that end up having this type of pregnancy. So it's not a lot of people that have this. But I'm trying to go to where it's not loud. But yeah, so it's like 1 in 450 pregnancies that end up being like this. And basically, spiritually, what it means is whenever two individuals come together with what's called Christ consciousness, which is basically a higher level of consciousness, two individuals that are highly connected to the Creator, to God, they come together and create a baby. And I already knew whenever I had met my husband that he was like very highly connected. And, I do a lot of internal spiritual work myself. So I'm very highly connected. And just whenever those two type of people come together, they end up having this type of pregnancy. And the other thing is that you won't receive a lot of care in terms of medically, because whatever the doctors can't explain, they end up just kind of like brushing off. So what I've seen from a lot of people that have these type of pregnancies is they don't get the care that they need in terms of like prenatal care. So it's one of those things to where you just got to kind of like trust in God and, just let everything be, because you're not going to get the care that you want, because they're going to, by you not having the levels, the HCG levels, or by you not testing positive on the test, they're going to automatically write it off as you not being pregnant. Instead they're going to write it off as you being crazy. So a lot of individuals with cryptic pregnancies don't even, why is that bell even going off like at this time? That never happens. But a lot of people with cryptic pregnancies don't even go to the doctor and stuff like that, or they don't go to the doctor until it's time to deliver. And then another thing is, whenever it comes to cryptic pregnancy, it could be like a normal pregnancy to where it's like 9 months and then you deliver, or it could be longer than 9 months, which I'm like, oh my gosh. So there's people who have been pregnant for a year. There's people who've been pregnant for 2 years with cryptic pregnancies. And it's just one of those things to where the baby just comes in God's timing whenever the baby's ready. So yeah, but it's definitely like a highly spiritual type of pregnancy that you're going through. So, and it's funny because like with you having Christ consciousness, like say for instance you would be talking to people, like God really sends people to you and he'll be talking through those people, or he'll use like an angel to talk through those people. So like sometimes, and it can even be like with the person that you're with, you'll be sitting back like talking to whoever it is that you're with, and like God will be sending messages to you through that person. And what I mean by that is I had that happen because whenever I had first got pregnant, I was sitting back like, I'm not pregnant. And my husband the whole time was like, I think you're pregnant. You're pregnant. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Because like it happened so suddenly. And I guess by us being so connected, like it could happen very, very fast in terms of you getting pregnant. So like my birth control patch had fell off, and then like, usually you're supposed to wait. Like usually your body has to wait to like remove all the hormones. But if you're highly connected in terms of spiritual, you do a lot of spiritual work, you'll find out that your body expels a lot of the things that's not supposed to be inside very quickly. So say for instance you eat something that you're not supposed to eat, your body will expel it just by you being so like highly connected. So that's what happens to like me and him. But so I guess the birth control hormones ended up being expelled from my body very fast. And next thing I know, I ended up getting pregnant, but I didn't believe him because he kept saying that I was pregnant. I'm like, no, I'm not. Usually you have to wait a certain amount of time, like 2-3 months for, especially how long I have been on the patch. You have to wait a bit in order for you to get pregnant, but that's not what happened. I ended up getting pregnant instantly. And so yeah, but we also had another instance to where, which I'm a little bit like, wait, hold on, babe, let's not hold on. So now, like, he's been telling me this since he told me that I was pregnant. He was like, I think it's gonna be twins, and he said it again the other day. So now I'm like listening, like, because I think that this is the message that's coming, is that I might be having twins, which is exciting, but at the same time it's like a lot. You already know, with delivering 2 babies. And for some reason I keep thinking that instead of me having a C-section, I'm going to end up, like, he's going to end up being the one to deliver this baby. Like, he's going to be the one to, like, guide me through delivery. So I don't know, we'll see. But with these type of pregnancies, you really don't know when your baby is going to come. That's the other thing. Like, you could be pregnant for, like I said, 9 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, until the baby's ready to come out. And usually with regular pregnancies it's like rushed, but because you have like hormones that's being pushed on you in terms of I forget what it's called, whenever they inject you with the stuff so that way you could go ahead and have the baby, like, or you'll end up having C-sections and things like that. Usually things are rushed, but with these pregnancies they literally take their time because you're not receiving any type of care. So the only care that you're receiving is actually whatever it is that you end up doing with your body. But yeah, it's really weird, but it's really cool. The other thing that I noticed is that with this type of pregnancy, you'll also end up having a period. So it's like, but you won't have like a regular period that lasts 7 days. Like the ones that I've been having last like 2 or 3 days, and that's it. But I'll have instances to where, is somebody feeding them bread? I don't know. But you'll have instances to where you'll be able to feel the baby too. So that's the other thing. By you being so highly connected, you'll actually be able to like feel your baby moving around, tossing and turning and stuff. And I think he'd be messing with me because he'll sit back and he'll press on my stomach a little bit, and I'll be like, why are you trying to make this baby move? Like, why are you trying to mess with her? And then next thing you know, she'll end up communicating back, and she'll end up moving around, or she'll try to kick him. So I'm like, yeah, y'all about to get on my nerves. Y'all about to get on my nerves, like I already tell. But yeah, so these pregnancies with cryptic pregnancies, like, highly spiritual in some cases. I would say all cases, because it's very rare for it to happen. And then like the people that I have seen that are having these pregnancies, they're all into spirituality. So it's just like, yeah. And they all do like energy work, like positive energy work with connecting with God and with their spirit guides and their angels and things like that. So but yeah, that's what's going on right now. So I can't sit back like a regular pregnancy and like determine how pregnant I am. I could just go by like the month that it happened and be like, okay, well, I'm probably about like 2 months. Because if I go to the doctor, just by me, your first doctor's visit is going to be a pregnancy test. And by me, like, that's why I've been sitting back. I've been taking tests, because the same pregnancy test that they give you at the doctor's, you can get inside the store. It's literally the same thing. They just charge more for it because you're going to a doctor. But I've been taking tests, and every time they're like negative. Like, there'll be like a faint line that'll show up, like there'll be 2 faint lines. There'll be one like dark line, and then there'll be a faint line. Whenever you get a pregnancy test and it shows that you're positive, it's usually 2 lines. But you'll see the faint line, and then it'll just go away, and then it looks like the test is negative. And then with a lot of people with these cryptic pregnancies, they think that they're not pregnant, or it might feel like they're going crazy because your body is having all these changes, but your pregnancy test is saying that you're not pregnant. Like, it's just like, what the fuck? But my body's having all these changes. So that's another thing. But yeah, so with these, you basically have to just kind of like maneuver through pregnancy by yourself, unfortunately, because you're not going to get the care that you need in terms of from doctors and things. Like, they're not going to give you the care that you need because there are things is going to show that you're not pregnant. So I don't know how it's going to go, like maybe later in the pregnancy, like once I'm like, around the time that you could like really see the baby on an ultrasound, maybe then things will work out in terms of me going to the doctors and stuff. But I don't know. I'll update you guys on like doctors and visits and stuff like that. But I don't plan on going anytime soon right now. I'm just like chilling, making sure that I eat right and just letting her do her own thing. Like, as long as she's like moving around and stuff like that, I'm just like, oh, okay, she's cool. As long as I'm eating, I know that she's eating, so it is what it is. But yeah, so cryptic pregnancies are like very high vibrational pregnancies. They are very different from a regular one. There goes somebody from the Matrix. But yeah, they're very different from a regular one. And yeah, it's a little bit weird going through it, because it's one of those things to where you just like, you be looking for like regular prenatal care, but you're not gonna get it. You have to be your own doctor. So it's like, really, you're honestly like having a holistic type of pregnancy, like literally. And it's cool because I think like, well, back in the day, they didn't used to have all the technology that they have now in terms of like with doctor's offices and things. So, back in the day, they wasn't getting ultrasounds, they wasn't getting pregnancy tests, so it's like that. Same thing as that. So I'm not worried about it, but it's very different, very different, very different. Because I'm so accustomed to like, those things in terms of being able to go get an ultrasound whenever I want to, or being able to go to like regular doctor visits whenever I want to. And then now with this one, I'm not able to. And it's crazy because I've already had like 4 prior pregnancies that was all regular, and then this one is the only one that's like so totally different, like so abnormal. Like, I got pregnant like instantly. Like, with all my other pregnancies, I had to wait until like the hormones exited my body, and then it's like with this, it's just like it automatically was out of my body like a couple days later or whatever. Like, so yeah. But like I said, my husband and I were like highly connected, so to like a higher power. So I don't look at it as being weird, but it is so weird, the fact of like, I'm freaking pregnant and it's just not showing up on a test. Like, the fuck. But yeah, so that's what you have to deal with a cryptic pregnancy, which I like to say that she's a little ninja baby, or ninja babies, whichever one that we about to have, either baby or babies. But there's some little ninjas, because they like to stay hidden, and she gonna be a little ninja like her dad. So, but yeah, so that's what goes on. And then also like my husband, he's my twin flame. So, and I think that's what a lot of cryptic pregnancies involve, because I was like watching another video to where the girl was like, her and her partner, like they are connected on a whole different type of level. So I just took it as she probably meant twin flame type of level. But another thing that I noticed is that whenever I am like connected with his energy, she's very active. Like, that's the time to where she's like super duper active, like wants to move all around, wants to do all types of somersaults in my stomach and stuff like that. Like, I just be like, what the fuck. But yeah, I mean, she's super active regardless, but whenever I connect energy with him, that's whenever she be like, ooh, time to act up type shit. So yeah, she must get that from him. She must get that from him. But yeah, so that's it for this video. I'll make more videos on cryptic pregnancy the longer that I go through it, and just like more stuff in terms of information wise. But it's definitely very interesting in terms of like research wise, to just know that this type of stuff happens, and that like there's, in terms of pregnancy, shit that's totally unexplainable, So anyways, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.